Hey guys, what's going on? Project I have started on. I've not shot any videos yet. This is a 76 or 77 John Deere 170 skid steer. It's got the Wisconsin motor in it. I went ahead and pulled the carburetor off and broke it down and put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. The fuel tanks are going to have to be cleaned out, but I'm going to do a reserve tank. Right now I'm working on the ignition system. I cleaned it up a little bit, but I still can't get it to run, can't get spark. So I bought points and condenser. The hard part is trying to get to the ignition system. So I'm gonna try to get that pulled out and change the points and condenser. All right, I got the points and condenser out. And as you can see, if it'll focus, that's why it wasn't firing those points. Even though I sanded them quite a bit, they're still pretty corroded. I was not wanting to go this route of having to pull the points condenser out. I was wanting to unbolt the cap that it's attached to, pull the whole cap out, replace them, set it on there, put them back in, set the gap, but it's not gonna work out that way because the cap's corroded in. So I'm gonna try this, and if this doesn't work, I will probably have to pull the motor. And if I pull the motor, I'm putting a Pertronix ignition in it and getting rid of the points. Okay, I'm gonna try to show where the distributor's at. This is the side of the motor. If you go way back in there, there's the distributor, but as you can see, the GoPro barely fits in between the engine and the fuel tank. Got everything back in and buttoned up, and then I got a battery charger hooked on. I'm gonna hook up a spark plug and see if we got spark. So we got spark, that's great. I was really worried about that. All I gotta do now is rebuild the carb, put it in, and make a temporary gas tank. Okay, I'm under a little bit of a time crunch because I gotta be somewhere soon. So what I'm gonna do is I put together this little fuel pump, and I'm going to try to get fuel down in it real quick, just enough to fill the bowl up. And then I'm going to see if it'll fire. Try to get it at least. This is positive. I don't have choke hooked up, so I'm going to have to do that manually. Manual choke. I don't have time to hook up the remote switch. Go, Charlie, go. Let's see what happens. Got power to there. We don't have power to there or to there, so we don't have power to that. Well, the reason why we don't have power to the coil, why that is, I don't know. Without power, we don't get spark. Got power now? Okay, now we got power to the coil. There's a, they put an on and off switch to the coil. So now we got power to the coil. Look at that. Okay, I'm back. I'm a little bit more prepared now. So I got a different fuel line going into the carb that's smaller, and I was able to clamp it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to fill the carb up with fuel, and then try to crank it again. I brought another battery booster as well. So it's the next day, and here's where we're at. I got a makeshift gas tank rigged up with a filter and a shutoff. I hooked the choke up so we have a functioning choke. Choke. I call that a success. We have a little bit of seepage at the bowl of the carb. I may have to pull that back off and adjust the float. And we have some oil coming out. I'm not sure where that's from. It needs an oil change anyway, so that may just be old engine oil. It's really black though. We also need an intake hose, which I'm sure they don't make. I was told the brakes were rebuilt and worked for a minute and then quit. It has front brakes only, and it looks like it's just a standard drum brake, so I can bleed those master cylinders right here. It seems pretty locked up. The next thing is to get this out of here, put on a trailer, brought up to the house. That way I can put it in my garage. That way I can get up under it, change the oil, get all the kinks worked out of it. Stay tuned for part 2. As always, thanks for watching.